Hello everyone, it's Saja here and I'm back with another video. I'm a truck driver for Schneider in their bulk division. Specifically, I'm on the dedicated Ecolab account based out of Martinsburg, West Virginia. So here's what you can expect on the Ecolab Martinsburg account. You will haul 99% hazmat freight, corrosives, to various customers in upstate New York, New Jersey, New England, Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, and North Carolina, and Ohio too. So, and I'm not sure if I'm allowed to disclose the names of the customers we haul freight for, but I will say that it's mostly at food and beverage warehouses. You will receive 3 to 5 weeks of training depending on your experience level. Training will be in Coriopolis, PA. And as I've said in a previous video, the trainers in Coriopolis are excellent. You will be in great hands. However, I will say this, no amount of training will prepare you for this line of work. You will have good days, you'll have bad days. And I've definitely had, my days on this account. Like it's a hard job, but I'll touch on that in a future video. So a typical week on this account is Monday through Friday, usually. You're home on weekends for your reset. And then if you live close to the Martinsburg area, you will be home multiple times a week. Or if you live near the Carlisle Operating Center, you can take a 10-hour or 34-hour break at home. And that's because most of our loads are routed through the Carlisle OC. So here's how it goes. You get a load sent to your tablet, a workflow task. The average length of haul is 400 to 600 miles round trip. For the most part, you unload via multi-compartment trailers. We have some single compartment trailers in our fleet that you can also haul. You grab your shipping papers from the mailboxes, you sign them, you place them in the ERG, Emergency Response Guidebook, do Ecolab verifications, pre-trip, complete workflow task, and you call bulk driver support before leaving the yard. It usually takes an hour to do this. It's a long process, but it's in your best interest to not cut corners because Schneider wants everyone to be safe. Safety first and safety always. Then, of course, you haul the freight to the customer safely. You deal with all different types of weather conditions, traffic patterns, and not to mention, you deal with the surge if you have a smooth bore tank. And for those of you who don't know, surge is that back and forth slosh effect of liquid. And it takes some getting used to at first, but after a while it doesn't bother you as much. So as always, you want to watch your speed coming down these steep grades, curbs, and exit ramps. Schneider's policy is to always go 10 below this posted speed limit on exit ramps, especially if you're in a rollover zone. Don't be in a rush. You always want to be safe. That load that you're hauling is not worth losing your job over. It's not worth losing your life over. Take your time. So this is just a disclaimer. This is just an abridged version of the unloading process for Schneider overall. I know it's much more complicated than that, but I want this video to be under 10 minutes. So once you finally get to the customer, you check in, you complete the paperwork process, you determine how much product is in their tank relative to the max amount of product they can take. And that's usually 90%. 90% is that magic number. So then, once you locate the fill lines and everything, you always want to put on your PPE. That's very important. You will wear that infamous green suit on the Ecolab account. I know it sucks, but you're dealing with corrosives. These chemicals are very dangerous. They will burn your skin off if you're not careful. So after you locate the fill lines, you do your Ecolab verifications, you determine how many hoses, buckets, and spill pads you need. You want to use tape at all connection points. You start from the customer's line, and then you work your way back to the trailer. You make sure everything is closed, capped, and tight. And then you slowly, open the valve, the bleeder valve or the ball valve to bleed air pressure off. On the Ecolab account, you will only unload using compressed air. There are no pump unloads, and sometimes the customer has compressed air, which is a lot quieter than using your own air compressor. But, if you have to use your air compressor, it is what it is. So, once you're connected, you verified everything is closed, capped, and tight, you pressurize the trailer between 5 and 10 PSI, 15 at the most. Be aware of foamers. Using too much air can overflow a customer's tank, and that's not a good thing. So, after pressurizing the trailer, you open the customer valve, make sure everything is closed, capped, and tight once again, and then you open the valves at the trailer. And once you're done, unloading, everything. You know, you walk the lines, you check calibration. You want to begin the cleanup process. Once again, you make sure all your valves are closed, verify everything is closed, capped, and tight. And then when you unhook from the hoses, when you unhook the hoses, you want to start from the trailer and work your way back to the customer's line. You know, and of course, before you unhook, you know, do your safe fake, close, cap, tight, and then you want to bleed pressure off before unhooking. And, you know, as far as the cleanup process goes, you know, most Ecolab customers have containment areas which allow you to clean your hoses there, so you don't have to deal with tank washes, which is a big pro about this account. You don't have to deal with tank washes at all. Once you finish the cleanup process, you complete the workflow paperwork, you drive back to Ecolab with a dirty, empty trailer, because once again, we don't deal with tank washes. Ideally, you would have another pre-assignment on your tablet, sent to your tablet on your way back to Ecolab. But yeah, that's pretty much how the process goes. So this is probably the part where most people care about, the pay breakdown. Pay is by the mile, and it's also on duty, hourly. The CPM depends on your experience level and also depends on the cost of living. But you can expect to make around $15 an hour while you're on duty, not driving. There is no overtime pay here at Schneider. However, there is a bill circulating in Congress about paying truckers overtime, so that may change. Average miles are between 15 to 2,000 miles a week. You can expect 3 to 5 loads a week. For inexperienced drivers, you will receive a $3,000 retention bonus paid out once a month for 12 months. For experienced drivers, you receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Retention bonus, and that's paid out once a month for 12 months. So average weekly income before taxes ranges between $1,000 to $1,500 a week. And all this can be verified by going on the Schneider website. So for a new tanker driver, I think this is very good, like in terms of like income. For me personally, in my opinion, that's just my opinion. You know, I'm only 24 years old. I have no kids. My living expenses aren't very high, you know, and I love that trucking is very conducive to a frugal lifestyle. You know, and I know people, they'll have their opinion about, you know, the pay here at Schneider, but the training and the experience you get while working here will take you very far in the trucking industry. So, you know, get your experience, pay your dues. You know, you'll have good weeks, you'll have bad weeks. But, you know, overall, I like it here at Schneider, you know, and that's just me personally. I like it here. You know, I can make, you know, decent income working here. You know, I can save my money, pay my bills. You know, I can learn the trade. You know, this is a 6-figure trade. You know, you can make life-changing money in the bulk tanker industry. And I'm thankful that, you know, Schneider is giving me the opportunity to learn this new skill. And, you know, thank you for watching. That's all I have for you today. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.